It's been a minute since I last released a video, and today we are not going to actually talk about Gomining itself, but we're going to talk about Gomining liquidity pools and especially one-sided pools, how you can set them up, what they are in general, and yeah, what has been going on. In the recent past, I've deep dived into liquidity pools again, so if you want to have further videos about the topic in general, just let me know. So first of all, you can, in general, open a liquidity pool in Gomining under Liquidity, and then you can deposit here, for example, and you can configure your range. In a liquidity pool, you earn fees when a swap happens in between your price range. So when it's going down, for example, you are getting more Gomining in your pool, so from the asset you deploy, and your USDT is removed. If it's, for example, 50-50. So if it's dropping down, you earn more and more Gomining on the fees, but as well as you have the so-called impermanent loss, because the Gominings you are getting more and more from are worth less because the price is dropping. So this can be a tool, for example, to average down your buying price, your purchase price for a coin, and the other way up. If it's moving up, you are changing your Gomining token, or somebody changes your Gomining token to USDT and leaves a certain amount of USDT in the pool for you to claim as fees. And as you go the way up, you are selling more and more, which can be as well be averaging your selling price higher and higher. But also on the way up, you can incur impermanent loss because it could have been more efficient to just buy the asset, wait until it's risen and sell. So it depends how much fees you collect in between your range, how long it stays in the range. This is a very, very simplified explanation of liquidity pools. If you want to have exposure to liquidity in DeFi without all the hassle, without the complication, have a look at the Dexfi bonds. I made a couple of videos about them, and basically they are my go-to currently for just having a little bit of cash flow. You can think about them as a funds manager. You invest into a funds manager, which is very efficient in this case so far. And I claim around 30% RPR currently, and I claim and claim and claim. And the position we are going to open today, or actually going to change today, is also coming from my last claim where I claimed around $50, which I used to open a one-sided pool. So what is the difference between a two-sided like this, so 10% and 10%, to a one-sided? The one-sided pool is basically doing something like this. So you're going below the actual price, so you have no asset in Gomining in this example, you just have asset in USDT. This means you're only converting your USDT in Gomining when it drops, but you're not selling your Gomining again when it's rising above the range. The benefit is you're already starting at a lower price because you are only starting at, for example, this point. You are not having to initially purchase any Gomining tokens, so your overall impermanent loss that you can occur is a lot lower than when you would have a 50-50. But on the downside, a one-sided pool normally, or actually always, starts out of range. So you can see, for example, this is just an example, minus 0.93%. So it first needs to drop a little bit before the pool is actually getting active. But as you can see, Gomining doesn't allow that. So you can see the price range should be include the current market price. So you cannot configure it here, but this view is just basically a simplification or a helper to manage the liquidity pool, because you can see on the top where the actual liquidity pool is deployed. This is basically pancakeswap. So we will be heading over to pancakeswap, where you have more flexibility and you can actually open a one-sided pool. So being on pancakeswap, so it's pancakeswap.finance. The approach is actually exactly the same as in Gomining. You need to connect your wallet. It needs to be the same you use in Gomining, and then you can see your pools, create positions, and change your positions. So for example, this is the position I did, so around $50 I did with my Dexfi withdrawals. Again, also one-sided pool. you can see I opened it like a week ago and I was expecting further downside movement, which I still do. But we rose a bit because the overall crypto market has recovered a bit. And I want to move that a bit up so that we are basically here. And I also now want to make it a 50-50, but I first want to show you how to make a one-sided one here. First, we need to close that position. We remove everything, confirm it on the wallet, and I got my USDT back. The second thing, I had in the past Gomining token pool, which is now way out of range because the price dropped further and further. I'm going to collect the fees I earned in between, so it were $2.6 and also claimed. One thing, these opening and closing are not for free. You always need to pay the gas fee at least. So in this case, I have not shown it on screen, but this was around 1 cent for both actions, so it's not that high. But you need to be aware that this is also a thing. So we are going to hit new position. And for example, if I now want to make a one-sided pool, you can basically just say, okay, I'm going to use my USDT only. So I am first clearing it again because we need to first configure the range. So first we swap it. That is now in the price range you can see from the Gomining price. So if I would now want to have a one-sided pool, I could say I am dropping that down below here. And now you can basically see the UI already changed. It says the market price is outside of the specific range, single asset deposit only. And that's exactly what we want. This is always a clear sign that you are in a one-sided pool. You only can allow one asset. So if I would now basically deploy my asset, I would have it running from 0.37 to 2.73. And as I said, you already start out of range, which is something I do not want in this case. I just wanted to show you that. You can also do it exactly the other way around. You could also say you are expecting a bull move and you want only have a one-sided pool in the other direction. So in this case, I can only supply Gomining. The pool is already out of range in the beginning and it would need to rise 1.1% to be in range at all. So now we are going to actually open a new pool and it should be around the same. So it will be around 10% in both directions. I am going to deploy my $56 and I also withdrew some Gomining tokens from Gomining to have it here to deploy it into the pool. And I'm trying to use as much as I can. And in this case, this will be $56.52 to 152 tokens. So I'm going to add this. Yeah, it looks good. Again, confirming, costing around 1 cent. And we are done. So we can now see it on farm liquidity, my positions. There it is. It's green. It's in range because I made it almost 50-50. We are going back to Gomining. You should see it there as well. You need to hit refresh. And yeah, you can see I now have one is removed because I completely closed it. And another one is active, which is with the $56. Oh, sorry. The $56 and the 151 Gomining token. And I will just let it sit there as I just let my other pool sitting there. And you can see both pools have a very slightly overlay. So this one is going to almost 34 cents and this is starting a bit lower. So at some point, the first one will get inactive when the second one is active again, which I hope. This one already has collected quite a nice coefficient. So I'm hoping we are getting up there sooner or later, not too soon, because I want to just collect a juicy liquidity rewards, so fees. You can see here it's expected to currently occur 24% or maybe a bit more or less. And again, if this is all too complex and you just want to have some exposure to to the DeFi space, check out Dexfi. Apart from that, would I in general recommend Gomining liquidity pools? Actually, from the token itself, no, because liquidity pools, the fees are earned when a lot of swapping happens, so when a lot of volume is in the market. The token itself is not that liquid, not to trade it that much, but due to a leaderboard system with the liquidity here that you can actually earn additional Gomining rewards, this is actually worthwhile if you are planning to use them within the ecosystem. So if you're just joining Gomining from the perspective of you want to use this for liquidity pools, don't. If you want to use it for everything else as well, so buying miners with Gomining, paying the maintenance with Gomining, or locking it in the tokenomics, then it may be a good idea. You can also now use it for simple earn, where just basically you can deploy the asset and in the wallet section go, for example, to Bitcoin, and you just need to toggle it on and they even increase the multiplier. So I'm currently, for example, earning around 11.62% RPR on USDT, and it's because I got a little bit of an RPR boost due to my higher level, but still the base one, so if you have nothing else on here, just basically deploying, is 9.85%, which is very great, I think. Just to sit it here and earn juicy Bitcoin reward. But you can also, if you go deeper into the DeFi space and use other liquidity pools, for example, I have one here open on Hype, which has currently a very different RPR section. As you can see here, it currently has 127%. The big thing is currently, this is very dependent on how much the market moves, how much volume is in the market. So I'm expecting coming tomorrow is weekend, this will drop a lot, and then it will pick up next week. If it's still 127%, I highly doubt it. This week was a bit on the upper side. And yeah, do you have any questions, or do you want more topics? What are pools good for? Which pools would you select? Which tools to use? Just let me know, and I will try to make some videos about that as well. That's it for now. See you in the next one.